Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, everyone? Are you feeling good today? Yeah. Okay. So let's see our page. You're saying hello or you're raising your hand now? Raising your hand? Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I just forgot. I just remembered right now. Shouldn't I be, you should be saying who is gonna be the helper for the attendance, and I write saying.
Okay. Let's let it to next week. Okay. Next week.
Okay.
We will give you the names of the next week. Okay. But on Sunday, inshallah. Okay,
Yep.
Ryan. Thank you for helping. Okay, let's open your book, page 501. Yes, Ahmed Shamasi.
Point.
Hi, Mr.Mo'men.
Hi, Ahmed Shamasi. How are you?
Fine. Mr.Mo'men,
Yeah.
you didn't make me answer. Why?
Me?
Yeah, you didn't let me answer.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you didn't let me answer yesterday.
Ever, never, ever?
Yeah.
What do you think, Ryan? Is it true? No, right?
No, but you didn't make me answer yesterday.
No, you are not telling me the truth. It's not the truth. Every time
I
you
did.
answered, every single session. Yeah, that's my look, Ryan. Yeah, that's my look to you. Yeah, that's my look. Okay.
I think it's the same lesson
The
as
same,
yesterday.
yeah, the same lesson of the last lesson. It's the same lesson, but with 100. The last lesson was with 10, not 100. Okay,
Wow.
but it's the same, but with 100.
Oh,
It will be easy, inshallah.
okay.
Okay, guys, let's start. Okay, today, as I said before, it's our relations. We're gonna see the relations between hundreds and decimals. Okay, let's see. If we want to write by using a model and place value chart 1 over 100. So there's about 100 small squares, as you see here. So this small square represents only 1 out of 100. So as you see here, we can write it as 1 over 100. And we can read it as 100th. Okay, let's move to decimal. How can we write it in decimal form? Okay, let's see. Firstly, we have 1 over 100. So as we studied in the previous lesson, if you want to write a fraction as a decimal, so first of all, put the decimal point. Okay, after that, is there any whole number do you see here? There is no whole number because it's just 1 over 100. So there is no whole number beside it. So we're gonna put 0 in the whole number part. And then, because we have 2 zeros, which includes 100, so we're gonna write 2 digits here after the decimal point. In the previous lesson, we wrote only one digit after the decimal point because we had 10 in the denominator. So you have to write only one digit after the decimal point. But today we're gonna write two digits after the decimal point because we have 100 includes two zeros. So now, as we see here, we have tenths and hundreds. Let's write it T and H. So it will be tenths and hundreds. And we all know the upper part or the numerator, we're gonna write it in the hundredth place. Okay, so the hundredth place is here. So we're gonna write 1 here. And we have an empty place, which is 10th place. So the empty places fill it with zeros. So we're gonna write here 0. So that's our final decimal form. So it will be 0.01. Okay, it's a little bit confusing, but you will get used about it. Okay. Okay, let's move to the next way of representing a decimal using the number line. Okay, let's see how can we represent the decimal using the number line. We studied before also we can use it as tenth, 1 over 10, 0 over 10, 2 over 10, 3 over 10, and so on, okay, in the previous lesson. But in this lesson, we're gonna use 100. So it will be 0 over 100, and then every time we're gonna add 10 over 100. So it will be 10 over 100, 20 over 100, 30 over 100, 40 over 100, and so on to reach to 100 over 100, which is equal 1. Now, what about the small dashes between them? The small dashes, it represents the ones place. So if you see this after 0, 1, so it will be 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let me zoom in to it. So as you see here again, after 10 it will be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so if I ask someone, if I locate any point and I ask someone to find the fraction of it, okay, so let's see, what about this point? Who can tell me what's the location of this point on the number line? Raise your hand if you know. Okay, if you want to know what is the location of this point, all we have to do, you have to determine between each two numbers, between which two fractions. So we have this fraction and this fraction, right? This point located between them, right? So all we have to do, we're gonna add to reach to this point. So after 40 equals what? 41 here, 42, and this will be 43. So we're gonna write it as 43 over 100. Okay, if we want to write it as decimal, how can we write it? Just put 43 and we're gonna put the decimal point and we're gonna put the 0. So it will be 0.43. Okay, so that's how can we locate a point and determine the location of the point on the number line. Okay, I will locate another point and I will ask someone to help me to locate its position on the number line. Okay, what about this one? I think first Salameen can help. Sulaiman.
Okay,
Sulaiman.
it's 71.
Can you pay attention to me, Sulaiman? Can you pay attention? Put the phone down. Yes. So let me
77.
see. Let me see. Okay, we have here 71. So because we have 70 between 70 and 80, right? 71, 72,
Right.
73, 74, 75, 76, and this will be
77.
77 over what?
100.
100. Every time it will be over 100. Okay, how can we write it as decimal?
We will put the decimal points,
Yes,
and we put 0 at the left, and
yes,
then
because we don't
77.
have any whole number, and 77 put it as the same. Okay, got
Yes.
it?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
get
how
it.
can we put a number on the number line, or a fraction or a decimal on the number line. Okay, okay, guys, write that, and then we're gonna move to the next page. Hurry up, you have 1 minute. Okay, guys, let's move to the next page. Abdul Mohsin, are you with me? Okay, so Abdul Mohsin will help me in this example.
Okay.
Okay, Abdul Mohsin, let's use a model and place value chart. Okay, firstly, let's write it as mixed number. Okay, we have 4 and 25 over 100. How can we write it using model? Okay, so what the whole shaded square represent for you?
4
No, I'm asking about just one whole square.
is 100.
It's 100 over what?
It's 100 over 1.
Over
I
100.
mean 1.
100 over
Yeah.
100. So because all of them are shaded, right?
Yeah.
So 100 over 100 equals what?
200.
Come on, man.
Where
100
do you
over
think?
100, any number over itself equals what?
100 over 100. Wait.
Any number over itself. Any number divided
Oh
by itself.
yeah. 1.
1. So if you see the whole square is shaded, so it will be one whole, okay?
Yeah.
So we have one whole again, and we have another one whole, and we have another one whole. Okay, so
So the whole number
the
will be
next
4.
one, the next one, the
Because
next one, the next square, okay? How many small squares are shaded here? Okay, how can we know? Just if you count the number of completed columns, how many completed columns that you see here?
25.
Completed shaded column. No, I'm asking about how many completed shaded columns.
Mm, 4.
Okay, let me see here. We have 1, that's completed column. Okay, 2, that's
Wait,
another
3.
completed column. No, I'm asking about completed column. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just 2, right?
Yeah.
So it's just 2. So how many small squares in the uncompleted column?
Let me see. 5.
5, so it will be 25. Okay,
Mhm.
25 over what?
Over 100.
100. Great. So let's mix them together. Let's add them together. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4,
4.
right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna put the same fraction, 25 over 100. Okay, so that's our mixed number. That's how can we write a mixed number using a model. Okay,
Mm.
got it?
It's also tricky.
No, it's not tricky, but you have to understand that if you see the full shaded one, so it will be one whole. Okay, and then the completed column equals 1, so it equals 10. So it will be 1, 2, it will be 20, and we have 5 small squares, it will be 25. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So after that, let's use decimal. So now we're gonna use decimal. I will ask Sulaiman to help me to write decimal.
Yes, mister.
Sulaiman, raise your voice and let's talk. So we have here
Okay.
decimal. Okay, so let's rewrite our mixed number 4 and 25 over 100. So firstly, how can we start to write decimals? As we said before in the previous lesson,
First thing, we will take the 4.
no. First thing, we're gonna put the point. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Okay, after that, we're gonna check the whole number. What is the whole number here?
4.
4. So we're gonna write 4 here. Okay,
Yeah.
and we have 100 in the denominator, so we're gonna write here 2 digits, right?
25.
So what about the numerator here? What is the numerator? It's already 2 digits,
5.
right? So write it directly here. So it will be 4.25. Okay, got it, man?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So we can write it as 4.25, or we can read it as 4 and 25 hundredth, because we have 2 digits after the decimal point. So you have to write at the end of our number hundredth. Okay, let's see how can you use the number line to represent it. Okay, now let's use the number line. As you see here, you have to start with the whole number. So 4 and 0 over 100. And after that, it will be 4 and 10 over 100, 4, 20 over 100, 4, 30 over 100. And of course, we can determine the point that we have here because it's 25 up here, right? So it will be between 20 and 30, right? So let's count together. Let's zoom in here and let's count. 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So that's our point. It will be 25 over 100, as you see here. So if you want to write it as decimal, just put the point and 4.25. That's it. Okay, write this guide, and then we're gonna move to the next page, and I will ask you to help me with the next page. So get ready. Okay, let's move to the next page. Okay, let's write 31 over 100 as decimals, or we can fill the table as you see here and shade this one. So 31 over 100, so we're gonna shade 31 squares, okay? So we're gonna shade 3 columns, represent 30 squares, and one more small square, as you see here. And let's fill the table here because we don't have any whole number. 31 over 100, there is no whole number here. So we're gonna put 0 in the ones place. And then 3 in the 10th and 1 in the 100th place. So it will be 0.31. Okay, who can help me with number 2? Let's write the fraction or mixed number and the decimal shown by the model. Okay, I need new faces, guys. Okay, I think Abdulaziz Al-Jandan can help.
Yeah. So it's we have it's 68 over 100. So
Okay,
we
great.
have to shade
So
6.
how can we know that 68? Let's count the small squares here. Count the number of small squares. How many completed squares or completed columns here?
It is 68 because
No, I'm asking
we
about
shade
how many completed columns.
6.
6, excellent. And how
We
many
have to
small squares in the last column?
8. So it will be 68.
So it will be 8. So it will be 68 over 100. Okay, think about this and I'll back to you in a minute.
Okay. So unmute myself. Mister, unmute myself. Do you hear me?
Okay, guys, let's move to next one. How can we write it as decimals? Stay
Mister,
with me,
unmute myself.
Abdulaziz.
Yeah.
So firstly, we're gonna put the decimal point, right?
Yeah.
And
Then
then
we put in the ones 0.
because we
And
don't
in the
have any whole number, so we're gonna put the ones
yeah.
0. And we have tenths and hundreds. Of course, we have
We
2
put
digits, so put it as the same. Okay,
yeah.
got it?
Yes.
It's so easy, right, Abdulaziz?
Yeah.
Because you're so smart, my dear. Okay, what about? Okay, Ryan. Okay, come on. Number 3.
Number 3. So now we just have 8 shaded squares.
So we're gonna write it here, 8 over what? It will be over 100 because all squares, the total number of squares is 100 or 100 equal. So what? It will be 8 over 100. Okay?
Yeah.
So how can we write it as decimal? It's a little bit tricky here. So take
So
care.
first you put point,
Yeah,
and then you put 0 because we don't have a whole number,
great.
and then put tens and then hundreds.
Great.
But
So
now
that's
we
tens
get
and that's hundreds. And now
yeah
8 should be in the hundreds place. So
yeah
should be in, if you have one digit number, so you have to put it in the hundreds place. So you have to put it here in the
yeah
hundreds place. Okay.
yeah.
But the tens place is empty. So we're gonna fill the empty places with 0. Okay. So we're gonna fill the tens place with 0. Okay.
If there is no tens place, so you just have to put 0, nothing else.
Excellent. Great. Great.
It's
Thank you
very
so
easy.
much for that.
It's
Because you
simple. Now
are perfect. I'm sure that you are perfect. Okay.
thank you so much.
You're welcome, my dear. My pleasure. Okay, number 4. Number 4. Who can help with number 4? I think Ahmed Shamaz is here.
Of course. What do you think?
Okay. Number
Okay.
4. Let me
Okay.
think about it. We have 6 and 0 over 100. Okay.
100.
Can you tell me what about this one after
Yeah. Okay.
this one?
This is 10. 10.
This is 6 and 10 over 100, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about this?
This is 20.
6
I mean
and 20 over 100.
20 over
And what
100.
about this?
And what about this is 630 over 100.
And so on, okay? So let's
Yeah.
determine the location of our point that we require to get the fraction of it. So
Is it 19?
that's our point, right?
19.
So it comes just before 20 over 100. So this will be
6 and 19 over 100.
19 over 100. Great. Okay, so our mixed number is 6 and 19 over 100. How can we write it as decimal?
We put the decimal point, and then we put the mixed number because we have it, and then put the 19.
So we're gonna write the whole number, which is 6 and 19, put it here.
And then 19.
That's our decimal number. You are great. Thank you so much for that.
You are welcome.
Okay, write this, and then we're gonna move to the next question. Question number 5. Okay, do you think that Ali Sehati can help here? Where's your glasses? I can't see your glasses. Where is it? What?
I miss.
You lost it?
Yes. No, I miss it. I didn't lost it.
Okay, so let's see the next question. Question number 5. Hurry up.
Okay.
So first of all, let's see what is the mixed number that we're gonna write here. So what the meaning of square? The whole square is shaded. So what the meaning of that? So what
like
it represent here?
I didn't understand what you are saying.
Okay, we have one square. The whole square is shaded. What the meaning of that? So
Means
it's
color.
one whole. It's one whole.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's 100 over 100, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many shaded squares in the next square, the next big square? Let's count the number of completed columns. How many completed columns that you see here? Count with me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. I'm asking about completed squares or completed columns, so it will be 8. So let's write 8 here. And how many in the last, how many small squares in the last uncompleted column?
3
3. So it will be 83 over what?
over 100.
100, because the total number of squares is 100. Okay, so and what? Let's add them together. Okay, so if we add them together, it will be 1
And
and 83 over 100, right?
oh
That's
yeah,
our mixed number.
okay, it's easy.
Okay, so it will be 1 and 83 over 100. How can we write it as decimal now?
Because we have a whole number which is 1. We'll put the 1
Firstly,
or
with the point, don't forget.
point.
Yeah.
The first is point, then the 1, because there is a whole number.
Yeah, because we have a whole lot of number, no one is 1. And
we,
then?
and we take the numerator, but it's at the same.
Excellent. So it will be 83 with it as the same. You're great. Thank you so much, my dear.
You're welcome.
Okay, what about Yusuf? Yusuf, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Yusuf, tell me number 6.
Number 6. First, we will count the shaded because we will make it. It means we wait.
Okay, so what we're gonna do?
We will see the shaded number, and then we will divide it by. We will over it by 100.
So it will be it will be how many completed columns here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? We have 7 completed.
5, 6, 7.
So it will be 7. And how many squares include the incompleted one? So the incomplete one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 squares. So it will be 75 over 100, as you see here. Right?
Right.
Okay, after that, we're gonna write it as decimal. So I'm gonna put the decimal point and 0 and 75 here. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check your homework on Think Central. See you tomorrow, inshallah, or see you on Sunday, inshallah.
Bye, Mr.
Have a nice
See you Sunday,
weekend.
Mr. Bye.
Bye.